Are you feeling inspired by Kendrick Lamar's halftime show performance? Let's use that inspiration to learn more about Lightning Web Components. Here's a list of my top 6 tools and resources that can help you build out any Lightning Web Component, including this artist photo viewer that is powered by Spotify's Web API. It's time to elevate your skill set. First on the list is Visual Studio Code, also known as VS Code. This free code editor combined with the Salesforce extensions makes it super easy to create a Lightning Web Component. Just open the command palette and search for LWCs to get started. With a simple command, I can generate a new Lightning Web Component instantly with no manual file creation and no unnecessary setup. Next on the list is the Lightning Component Library. This is a library of pre-built components provided by Salesforce. You'll want to use these pre-built components as building blocks for any LWCs that you build. In our Spotify Photo Viewer component, I use the Lightning card from the component library as the container for the artist's photo. There is also some code to conditionally show a spinner from the component library while the artist's photo is loading from Spotify. Then I just use some basic HTML to display the actual image on the screen. Next up, we have the Salesforce Lightning Design System. This resource comes in handy when you want to customize the design of your components. There are out-of-box utility classes and design tokens that can be used instead of writing a lot of custom CSS. There are also some out-of-box icons and other resources that can help you customize the look and feel of your Lightning Web Components. In our Spotify Photo Viewer component, I used a few utility classes from the Lightning Design System to center the photo and add some padding. I also used the Lightning Design System to search for a music icon to use within the component. Now let's talk about the SLDS Validator tool. This feature, which is built into the Salesforce VS Code extension pack, gives you feedback on front-end best practices to use within your components. For example, if there are any outdated utility classes in your Lightning Web Components, the SLDS Validator will mark the class and also recommend an updated utility class to use. Next up is a combination of the Lightning Web Component and Apex Developer Guides. The Lightning Web Component Developer Guide covers topics like component structure, fetching data with a wire service, calling Apex, and more. When you need to handle complex data operations or other backend logic, you can reference the Apex Developer Guide. In our Spotify Photo Viewer component, the Lightning Web Component Guide can be leveraged to help you pull in record values using the wire service. It can also show you how to make an Apex call. The Apex Guide can show you how to make HTTP requests using name credentials, which will allow you to retrieve data from external systems like Spotify. By the way, if you want an introduction to HTTP callouts and Spotify's Web API in Salesforce, check out our Spotify integration video. Last on our list are Google Chrome's DevTools. When it comes to fine-tuning your design and debugging issues, these tools are essential. The tools are built into the Chrome browser and are available for free. You can use console.log in your Lightning Web Components to debug JavaScript and to check API responses, all within the console tab. Here's an example of what the API response from Spotify looks like. The Elements tab lets you inspect your component structure and make live updates to any CSS without redeploying your component. Just remember that any changes you make here will not sync back to your actual component. This is just for testing purposes. Congratulations! You now have everything you need to start building out your own Lightning Web Components. Now it's time to take what you've learned, get creative like Kendrick, and go shock the world.